Holkham Hall in North Norfolk is one of Britain's greatest stately homes. This Palladian masterpiece houses a priceless art collection, is surrounded by a 25,000-acre estate and 11 miles of pristine coastline. It's also the family home of an earl.
Look, we've got a bonus here. My wife on her morning run.
And a countess.
Back a bit. OK, stop. Yeah.
This festive season, they invited us behind the scenes.
Good day. Writing Christmas cards.
As they transformed their grand hall
I am feeling like a snowman.
into a Christmas by candlelight extravaganza.
Another red one. Yeah.
But when the lady of the house is in charge,
Well, that's a challenge that her ladyship set me yesterday.
in a race against time,
We've got quite a lot of trees to decorate.
So it's a bit nerve-wracking.
and the installations are made by hand,
Wait until you see what goes up.
it's going to take a lot of luck and improvisation.
There's a collection of things that all kind of go together and create that.
Everything rests upon the local community,
This is the most stressful hour that I've had.
staff
Bark the herald angels, sing and all that sort of thing.
and their dogs
He just peed all over the dried flowers.
to pull off a Norfolk Christmas experience like no other.
Why is life so complicated?
So how are you?
Yeah, all right, thanks. Are you going to let me into the park?
I can do. Gates are still open.
Okay.
Have a lovely day. Enjoy yourself.
It's nice to see you.
Tom Cook is the 8th Earl of Leicester. His family have lived at Holkham since 1612.
We are just coming through the North Gates by Holkham Village.
Recently elected to the House of Lords, he spends half the week in London and the rest managing his estate of farmland, park and nature reserve on the North Norfolk coast.
These are some of our fallow deer, and all the conkers from the horse chestnuts would have fallen down, and they love munching on those.
1 million people come to Holkham and visit its beaches every year. Tourism is now responsible for more than half of the estate's income.
You know, we derive a lot of enjoyment from seeing people coming to Holkham, having a lovely time, and that gives us a lot of pleasure too.
Christmas is the busiest time of year for Tom and his wife, Polly.
Good day. Writing Christmas cards.
I'm writing cards to the hall volunteers. We always fight because I only do about 10, and my husband says he's going to do 500 every year, and he never gets around to doing any.
No, no. And I always think, right, I'll try and write them in November, like my organised wife is doing. But it's not going to happen this year, I'm afraid. This is Basil, and he's the evil eye of Mordor, as far as I'm concerned. Polly loves him, but I don't really trust him.
And we've taught him a few tricks. So he can roll over, he can play dead, he can go bang, bang, and he lies down. And
Can you do that?
I saw that on YouTube. Present, go. Good boy, bang, bang. And the other way. Come on, bang, bang. And then you do a little bit of wrestling like that.
The Leicesters and their 4 children moved into the hall in 2008. And Polly, known to staff as Lady Leicester, has been the creative director of Christmas ever since.
Well, I think it's going to be bigger and better because of COVID last year, so it's going to have to be bigger and better. I think people are just desperate to go out and celebrate.
She has less than a month to decorate 1/4 mile of grand saloons, dining rooms and marble halls.
Morning, how are you?
20 local volunteers gather in the entrance hall for the first day of Holkham's Christmas installation.
Ready for today's challenges?
I think you're going to be doing a few more presents, wrapping, and there's a few other jobs.
Marshalling them for Lady Leicester is Christmas project manager Catherine Zoll.
Oh, look at you. Brilliant. They're being very well behaved this morning. It's not always like this. No, it's in the wrong colour. It needs to be more grass green.
Catherine and Lady Leicester have made the Christmas magic happen at Holkham since it started 10 years ago.
Would you be putting any of the fir cones on there? No, just leave
Let's
them.
start with just and see how they look. She's got a lovely calm voice. So whenever I'm looking for her, I just follow the lovely low, calm voice, and it never changes.
I may have a calm voice, but I'm quite often sort of panicking within. But yeah, I think we work well together.
It's going to be memorable, I think.
Yeah.
OK.
Holkham's 15 permanent house staff also pitch in to clear the state rooms.
Yep. OK. Lovely.
So it's out with the Roman statues, up with the Regency carpets,
Bring that end round a little bit more. Give it a bit of a bend, yeah. Yeah, perfect.
and in with 100,000 baubles.
Silver ones. And golden ones.
Lord Leicester has little to do with Christmas shenanigans in the hall.
OK, let's go.
Like his ancestors, he's first and foremost a farmer.
I do love Christmas, but in the month of November, I barely get to see my wife because she's so busy making sure that it is done exactly as she wants. Yeah, it's her baby, and I think one thing we've discovered is we don't work very well together. So I just let her get on with it. I don't interfere. In fact, she says, you've got absolutely no taste, so, just leave it to me, and I'm very happy to do that.
Lady Leicester and Catherine are rummaging in attics and storerooms to recycle the best decorations from years past.
This is where we store sort of fragile cakes and gingerbread houses. Look, Father Christmas's legs.
It's a bit squiffy. Drunk Father Christmas.
So we kind of keep them and reuse them and change them and tweak them.
Christmas at Holkham is very much a DIY affair. Wherever possible, materials and props are taken directly from the estate.
It's like a prehistoric forest in here, isn't it?
The volunteers have been plundering 6 acres of walled cutting garden.
I mean, it's just such a ferocious grower, isn't it?
That provides flowers for the house all year long.
It's like a secret garden, isn't it? It is, yes.
And from the cellars, dried wild flowers, harvested in the summer, are brought up to the old kitchen for local florist Natalie.
And this is the first time I've sort of seen it all out. Everything shrinks when it dries. So this is the bit that I've kind of been losing sleep over because it's such a big space. So I've just been planning which bits we'll put where.
Natalie is not having a good day.
I'm slightly like moving forward and then stopping and just kind of going, oh.
A handmade tablecloth called a runner, destined to underlay her delicate floral centrepiece, has failed to turn up.
Any signs of that runner yet?
I know, Chris, it's stressing me out so much. We might not get it today, we might not get it tomorrow, but I'm leaving on Friday.
Furthermore, she's being distracted by some enthusiastic flower arranging volunteers.
How many have you got of these bubbly things?
Luckily, the Christmas project manager is on hand.
It's just a bit like...
It's quite echoey in here. Yeah. Do you want them to do it somewhere else?
I find it quite hard to kind of...
OK.
Especially with the run-up situation.
Yeah. OK.
Catherine uses her soft skills to keep the noise down.
These look beautiful. They look amazing.
Good.
It's a bit echoey in here. It is. And I think we just need to be a bit quieter. We could move you into the marble hall. Do you want to move into the marble hall and then you can chat freely?
No, we're all right. Yeah, we'll keep quiet.
This sort of thing always happens, in a way. It's a part of a creative process, but probably the most sensible thing for me to do really would be to go off on a walk.
But at least all is peace and tranquility down in the labyrinth of the hall's cellars.
This is something I started several weeks ago now. Come on.
Where houseman Hooker, Holkham's handyman, is turning one of Lady Leicester's inspirations into a reality.
Her ladyship wanted a bone tree. We got a lot of spare bits of wood. I have got my star for the top. This will just pop in the top there somehow. Because the family are very dog-friendly, we all dog-friendly round here. So one of the rooms this year has got to be set up for the dogs. One of the biggest characters in the house is Bilbo, which is her ladyship's dog. A real character. This one, he's absolutely hilarious.
2-year-old Bilbo, the basset hound, has a free run of the house and has well and truly made his mark on the old kitchen.
He just peed all over the dried flowers. He's done a wee.
Where he's making himself busy, adding to Natalie's floral wonderland woes.
He's peed on a fir tree. He's peed on my dried flowers. He just keeps coming around peeing on stuff. It's really bizarre. Bilbo! Bilbo! No.
But little does Bilbo realise that his creative input on Christmas at Holkham
I love it, it's brilliant. Yeah, it's turned out well.
has only just begun.
Bilbo is the lord of the manor.
At Holkham Hall in North Norfolk, the grand Christmas installation is gathering pace.
Roll them off.
Timber!
Tickets for this year's festive candlelight tours are selling out fast, and project manager Catherine faces a race against time.
This is my least favourite Christmas element. Trees.
3, 2, 1.
Is that small enough for your open?
Yep. Right, gonna fit in there?
And back a bit. OK, stop. Yeah.
We've got a lot of trees to decorate.
So it's a bit nerve-wracking.
Lady Leicester is on hand to help field the mass delivery of 25 Christmas trees.
It just looks like it's tilted backwards.
It's slightly towards Chris. It needs to stand up.
Hooker loves doing the big tree. So I've just given up now and handed it over to him.
We've got about 600 or 700 lights on there so far. And as you can see, that's barely touched it.
Hooker's got all the tools he needs to put them on, specially made hooks and things.
Hooker's real name is Mark Taylor. His nickname a nod to his skills with a decorating pole and a past life as a local fisherman.
Yeah, I suppose you could say, in a way, that is a bit like fishing. They get tangled in everything, just the same as nets, you know, that you use at sea. I love decorating a tree. Only one year where I hadn't done it, but every year so far that the family have been in the house, I've decorated a tree. I do live alone. When I lost my wife, her ladyship actually got in the kitchen and cooked for me. And then one of the staff was sent round to my house just to make sure I had food. I know her ladyship was like a vegetarian, but she actually cooked me up a steak and kidney pie. And so, yeah, that was sent round to mine. And so I will do anything for them, you know, anything at the drop of a hat. Doesn't worry me. So they've looked after me over the years, so we look after them.
Down in the old kitchen, there's good news for florist Natalie and her sustainably themed creation.
This is what we've been waiting for. So this is the runner, which is going to stretch the whole length of the table. And these are really beautiful because all of these fabrics are recycled, handmade, and dyed with plants from the walled garden. There we go. Yay, well done!
From marjoram to dahlias and old man's beard, this sustainable Christmas makeover is one that has been in the planning since the spring.
You can see 6 months' worth of work come to fruition. Lime and orange and rust are quite an unusual choice for Christmas.
But it's down to Lady Leicester to sign off the completion of Holkham's first Christmas transformation.
I think it's absolutely beautiful, and I think it's such a sort of mixture of everything Holkham, you know, bringing the walled garden down here. And yeah, I wish I was having Christmas in here.
I can hear a pink foot.
One.
The inaugural one in the notebook.
It's in the book.
Nature Reserve wardens Andy and Paul are conducting the estate's annual tally of pinkfoot geese to monitor numbers migrating from Iceland to enjoy a winter holiday in North Norfolk.
Here you go. So there's the first pink feet.
No, they're grey lags.
Oh, dear. Yeah. Well, a pair's right clowned. Yeah.
Even for experienced wardens, it's still tricky spotting the right species in the murky dawn of one of the shortest days in the year.
Yeah, what we got there? 2, 4...
15.
You get the best estimate as you can, depending on the numbers. You could count in 500s, or if there's that many, you could even estimate them in 1,000s. 2,500, 3,000. The fact that the two of us do it with regularity sets a trend that we know there's either more or less year in, year out. 500. It's about 3.5, probably.
Every morning, like clockwork, the geese leave their roosts on the wetlands to feast upon Holkham's farmland.
And we're off. Yeah, look, here they come.
Yeah. Oh, lovely V formation here. That's fantastic.
So this is one of the most magical moments you'll see in the wild North Norfolk. When the pink feet are lifting, that's very atmospheric, and that can get quite emotional at times.
It'll probably be in excess of 10,000. Going off Holkham now as well.
Oh yeah, that was an enormous...
The 90 acres ones. Yeah.
Back at the hall,
Pink feet geese.
Hooker is also a goose fan, but for more traditional Norfolk reasons.
You see them flying over, that look like there's gravy pouring out on them. They taste that good.
He's not the only one up early for the magnificent fly past.
That's ladyship with Bilbo. The way he was looking out there, that looked as though he was the lord of the manor.
Hi, hello.
The geese are not the only edible delivery this morning.
Wow.
Local baker Emma has handmade the centrepiece to Lady Leicester's dog-themed south dining room.
OK. So we've got a gingerbread-esque kennel, basically. There's a collection of things that all kind of go together and create that. If you can grab that cinnamon stick that's down there, that's the heavy lifting I need you to do.
I'll get the cinnamon stick.
Make it look good. Incoming! Woof, woof. Just put it down on there.
All right.
So this is the first kennel I've made. Just got your roof with paw prints, bony O's, bit of gold because it's Christmas, isn't it? Looks amazing, Emma, as usual. Look at that! I love the roof. It's brilliant. What does Bilbo think? Look, Bilbo. He's sniffing. Oh, I love that reaction, yeah.
And down in the cellars, Hooker is improvising yet another clowning glory to the canine theme.
Just something I come up with in my head. I just heard what size the dog kennel was going to be and just made something that will go round it. That's just old scraps of wood we had lying around. It ain't cost a penny. In my eyes, job's a good one.
Every Christmas, the Leicesters get a visit from their great-great-aunt, Lady Glenconnor, who still lives on the estate.
Well, there I am, when I was a child. That's what I looked like when I lived here.
As the eldest daughter of the 5th Earl, she was brought up in the hall and became Princess Margaret's lady-in-waiting.
This is fantastic, this hall, and it's got great memories for me.
When she turned 18, Lady Glenconnor's coming-out ball was held in the Marble Hall.
I was given the most beautiful ball here, and it's the King and Queen, I think, left at 5 in the morning. Princess Margaret and I stood on the portico just through there, outside, looking at all the geese flying, and I think she left at 6. Great. I always look forward every year to coming and seeing what Polly's done. She and all her helpers. It's going to look absolutely marvellous. Where's Polly? Oh, I'm going to give you a hug. Oh, well done. I mean,
well, it's halfway there now.
Oh, my God. And, of course, I've got my book.
Yes, I know.
And you're going to get a copy.
Lady Glenconnor became a highly successful author in her late 80s. She's just published her latest novel, a ghost story inspired by hauntings she experienced growing up at Holkham.
I don't want my children to read it because they're already terrified of ghosts. So I don't really want them to find out about the other ones.
Yeah.
I have had the Ghostbuster in.
Yeah.
I had a lady from London, I think, with a sort of wand and wafting around, sort of de-ghosting it. But I'm not sure. I think it's a bit better, but it's still...
My mother did exercise at the local clergyman came, said a few prayers.
Did that work?
I don't know. Well, I think she just moved elsewhere.
Yes, I know.
In my mind, this place is haunted. You can walk around and things will just happen you have no explanation for, and you can smell like pipe tobacco. Now, nobody smokes a pipe round here. You can put something down here and then come back to it and it's gone. We've heard children playing in the chapel. Got to the stage now where I said, now's your chance, is there anybody there? I've never had a reply. When you find out how many lords have passed away in the place, you think, well, is there enter? Is there enter? Who knows?
With Holkham Hall's first candlelight tours only a week away, he is hoping the ghost of Christmas past chooses to stay away.
It's just Chris.
7 a.m. at Holkham Hall and duty calls.
Hold tight. That's what I like about this car. It does that sort of thing. 0 to 60 in 4 seconds.
Lord Leicester is heading off to do the rounds of his 25,000-acre estate.
Oh, look, we've got a bonus here. My wife on her morning run.
Timing myself.
Yeah.
Back at the hall, Lady Leicester's Christmas installation team shifts into top gear.
Let's just check. Don't worry. It's a nightmare.
Can we possibly have a second?
Yes.
Lights.
Yes, second set of lights. Okay. Yeah. It's not even December, is it? Oh, God.
Copy that. If he comes to the festival, we can meet him there over.
Thank you, he's on his way.
Hall manager John has the latest delivery destined for the South Dining Room's canine makeover.
It's arrived.
The room's most priceless portrait is on loan to an exhibition. But Lady Leicester has commissioned a bespoke replacement.
The Earl of Leicester that was on that the painting that's gone away to Milan, I think for 3 months. You wait until you see what goes up. The old Earl of Leicester will love it.
He'll love it.
The Christmas team have made a copy of the 18th century portrait of Lord Leicester's ancestor, known as Cook of Norfolk.
Oh, he looks brilliant, doesn't he? It's really good.
And replaced his head with Holkham's Great Pretender.
I love it, it's brilliant. Yeah, it's turned out well.
It's unique for Holkham Hall, and he's definitely going to be the piece de resistance in here, isn't he? Old Bilbo.
I think Cook of Norfolk would have found this hilarious. I think he had a very good sense of humour.
Well, it's fabulous, isn't it? Bilbo is the Lord of the Manor.
How's that?
That's better.
Do I need to come down?
That's better. Don't blame me if it's wrong. I'm only volunteer.
You only...
I'm not paid.
Fresh from her run, Lady Leicester arrives to admire her prince.
It's perfect, does the job brilliantly. I think it's hilarious, and I think maybe in a couple of years' time, who knows, every single portrait in here will feature Bilbo, including Joseph and Potiphar's wife over there, so we could have Bilbo and Potiphar's wife, perhaps. Bilbo!
The Christmas installation may be reaching fever pitch, but Lord Leicester is enjoying the solitude of the estate's tidal estuary at Burnham Overy Staithe.
One of my favourite things is walking down on Holkham Beach at this time of year, and you've got a grey sky, you've got grey sea, and then the sand is grey too, all different tones. It's magical.
Lord Leicester was a 28-year-old army captain when he returned to Norfolk in 1993 to learn the ropes of running Holkham's estate.
I've always known it was coming. This was the new job. I came back and I saw Johnny Hall, who's worked on the farm for over 50 years. He said, "Are you interested in farming?" And I said, "Yes, of course I am." And I just saw this flush of relief fall across his face. I realised I did have a duty to make sure that Holkham was run well.
Next in line to inherit the farm, estate and title will be the Leicesters' only son, 18-year-old Ned.
Putting some feed out for the calving cattle.
He's taking a year out to work on the farm before going to university.
I used to go out on the combines when I was younger with Dad. You grow up around it. Yeah, it's good fun. Definitely better than sitting in an office, I reckon.
Like his father, Ned keeps a low profile when it comes to Christmas at the Hall.
Definitely couldn't do Mum's job. Mum can do all the Christmas decorations, but she can't drive a tractor, so I suppose we're just as useful as each other.
I don't think we're going to have enough grapes here, girls.
In the statue gallery, the table is being laid for a Victorian banquet.
Guests will come in, see the table, and it's all as if it was laid out 100 years ago.
Although much of the fare on offer looks as though it will last for at least another century.
OK. Last one.
Down in his cellar workshop, Hooker is conjuring up a Holkham centrepiece for the feast.
Well, that's a challenge that her ladyship set me yesterday. They wanted antlers on the candelabras. So is that all right like that, Catherine? Put a bit of putty in the holes in a bit to just cover up the screws.
Yeah, wonderful. Works perfectly.
Lady Leicester has ambitious plans for her Victorian banquet.
We get called the snowmen wherever we go.
There's so many here.
She's called in a special effects team who have brought a van load of melted wax and fake paper snow
Yeah. Find John and see what the best route is.
to deep freeze the festive feast.
Just get in front of you, so I can move that ladder for you so you can get through. It's absolutely fine, but I just wanted to make sure I didn't wrap the carpet up, you know, knock the door frames, break the stairs, little things like that. Well, not that little.
Down to the right, Sean.
It's not only the carpet hall manager John needs to worry about.
We just need to be really mindful of the statues and keeping that wax contained.
Yeah, so we just need to stop the overspray.
It's a wax jet.
It's a wax jet.
Yeah.
The gallery's ancient statues, some dating back to the 3rd century AD, appear not to be amused by this 21st century makeover.
It's a confined space, and obviously we're mindful of everything that's around us. Not spraying wax where you don't want it to go.
To protect their modesty, the banquet is enclosed in a tent.
The challenge is the reduced space to walk down while wearing a suit, mask, impaired vision, carrying a hot gun of wax, and trying to pay attention to getting everything covered on the table. Feeling apprehensive. We're snowbusters. Our Ghostbusters.
Well done.
Wow. Oh my gosh. It's amazing. Look at that.
Outside in the park, there's another festive feast planned for Holkham's 400-strong herd of fallow deer.
Come on, you coming?
Head gamekeeper Mark and his border terrier Parsley will be serving their Christmas dinner.
I'm just going to start introducing a little bit of sugar beet. As the winter progresses, you can't give them too much too quickly. Otherwise, they're like kids in a sweet shop and they'll make the sow sick. I've been a gamekeeper since I left school at 16. My father was a keeper, so keeping's sort of been in the blood. Every day is different.
Deer have roamed the park at Holkham since 1845. The herd's playground is 600 acres of grassland, surrounded by a 9-mile wall.
It's important for me to just sort of look round the herd, just making sure that they're healthy and happy. Stay there. I mean, it's not a bad Christmas lunch if you're a deer, but it's not one that I'd want.
Pictures need bulbs.
But maybe that's a bit purple. Ooh.
The final rush to complete the Christmas installations is underway, but the hall's ancient electrics are playing up.
Oh, it's flashing.
But what's happened here? This is bizarre.
Oh, it's maddening.
1, 2, 3.
Excellent throw.
Thank you.
Outside, professional electrician Kieran has just a few hours to perfect the illuminations on Holkham's north front.
Really, it's programming it to make it look nice and pretty and make sure that Lady Leicester and Catherine are very, very happy with the way it looks.
Inside, the lady of the house's amateur electrical expertise is still being put to the test.
Look, those are all flashing as well now. On the balcony. It's just a nightmare. There's lots of different sets on one tree and one's set starts flashing, so then you've got to follow the lead and find that one.
They will stay on and then they go completely off.
Yeah, it's my personal challenge just to stop the lights flashing. Why is life so complicated? Nightmare.
So we're going to go and have a look in the old kitchen.
Down in the sustainably themed old kitchen, Catherine's having a last-minute moment of inspiration.
It's like a corpse. Brilliant. He is our eco-warrior, Father Christmas, with his hemp trousers and his gluten-free mince pie, and we just thought it would be fun to do something a bit different than the normal red velvet trousers.
Santa, of course, must arrive down the chimney, but seamstress Terry has no idea how she's going to get him up there.
I'm not really sure what we can do, but I'm sure somebody will think of something.
Catherine calls in the cavalry.
Catherine to Hooker. Here he is.
If you can fix something under there that I can hook him onto, it'll hang like a picture.
Do you need a small child to go up?
I'll tie something up there.
Or the mod cons?
But with Hooker on hand, Santa is soon swinging pretty.
We don't want it too low, because he's got quite a big bottom.
Yeah, that would do.
The final flourish to Holkham's do-it-yourself Christmas install is in his place. The south drawing room has been transformed into an opulent jewel room. The marble hall, a frozen banquet, and the south dining room, a doggy-inspired feast for the eyes. Holkham Hall is candlelit and ready to welcome nearly 5,000 guests over the next 4 weeks. All that's left to do is sign off Holkham's outside illuminations.
Evening.
Evening.
This is it.
Jewel-like colours are beautiful.
I know, I love
like
that.
velvet. It's amazing. He's done it as it always.
It's the icing on the cake.
Good.
Take a while. Here we go. First light's always the devil.
In an hour's time, Holkham Hall will open its doors for 2021's Candlelight Tours.
Quite a lot in here, isn't there? It's already 10 minutes. We're only in the first room, really.
Hall manager John has over 500 candles to light before the visitors arrive to see the festively decked halls.
So that's fine. No pressure.
Hopefully this afternoon I'll be able to stand back and go, yeah, OK. Have a listen to people's reactions and, yeah, it feels good.
Can I use the vestibule? Is the door going to be open and stuff?
Yeah.
Tours are not the only Christmas offering planned for today.
We've got a little PA system to go out here. So Brenda Stewart from Wales is going to come and play her piano. And there's going to be a Sunday morning carol service for dogs.
On the north front, Holkham is preparing to host its first ever canine carol concert.
Hopefully there'll be a few howling pooches around.
And inside the hall, Bilbo's excitement levels are rising slowly.
Do you think you'll stay there all Christmas?
Yeah. Until the canine carol service.
Visitor experience manager Sarah has been keeping tabs on local interest for Holkham's latest Christmassy caper.
Canine carol service is 50 tickets sold, is that right?
Yeah. It's almost 50.
There's a buzz in town about the canine.
Do you think there is?
Yeah. I just have images of Vicar of Dibley.
Over in the Marble Hall, Holkham's tour guides are getting ready to welcome visitors.
That must have been so joyful.
It gets you in the mood for Christmas yourself. It takes your breath away.
Today, they will treat 32 groups of 16 visitors. 'to an intimate candlelight tour of the decked halls.
very exciting just to come here and anticipate what we're going to see.
With adult ticket prices at £28 a head, it's vital the guides know their stuff. The final briefing comes from Lady Leicester.
We had such a terrible Christmas last year, but I think it's particularly special to be back and doing it, isn't it, for all of us?
We're open for Christmas.
Come on in. You're nearly here. Slightly damp, but that's fine because it's Holkham at Christmas.
Welcome to Christmas at Holkham. We've got 22 Christmas trees in here this year.
You start when you come into that wonderful hall, and it just sets the tone and the scene, and you feel festive immediately. Every room is truly magical. Wow, isn't this beautiful? Look at that. So good.
What's your favourite thing on the table?
I like in the middle how it runs through like Narnia.
Oh, it's been splendid. Absolutely splendid.
Very, very special moment for us.
Yeah, makes you happy and lift your spirit.
Lots of people have fairy on top of the Christmas tree, but we have a parrot.
So welcome to Lady Leicester's Canine Christmas.
And look at the fence. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I didn't notice that. Oh, with bones.
It's a gingerbread doghouse that barked. Absolutely hilarious. The room. It barked. It was absolutely brilliant.
I just think it's so imaginative. Whoever would have thought that you could have created Christmas out of dog bones?
It's wacky, it's cool, it's everything you can imagine.
Outside, the festive fun has only just begun.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It sounds all right to me. Sounds good.
Kieran's sound check complete. It's time for Holkham's inaugural canine carol service.
I've had people ask me how we train the dogs to sing, so I had to explain that actually it's not the dogs singing, it's us. So I hope there's nobody expecting a proper canine choir today.
Bark the herald angels sing and all that sort of thing, I think.
Good morning, everybody.
That's my boy, Bilbo. Go on, go for it.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hey, it's lovely to see all those dogs who brought along their humans with them.
It will be down to Reverend Brenda to keep her congregation in order.
So we're going to start with a carol. Away in a manger.
Away from the canine cacophony.
I always try and write out what I'm going to say, and then it's always a bit flat if you read directly, so I'm going to try and put the bullet points in that I need.
Lord Leicester is preparing a party speech to thank Holkham staff and volunteers for their dedication to the Christmas cause.
We've had such a difficult 21 months. It'll be a real thank you for everybody for all the hard work they put in this last 2 years. Ned, well done. You look very good. My old tweed suit, my favourite old suit, which, of course, I can't get into anymore. Right, let's go. Not you, Bilbo. I'm afraid, no. You stay here, I'm afraid, boy. Stay. Stay. Stay, Bilbo!
You look lovely, darling.
Thank you, my sweetheart.
Looking very handsome.
And often I get to wear a suit, first chance I've had to wear it. But yeah, enjoying it.
A very, very warm welcome tonight. What a 2 years it's been. All the things that we do here would be for naught if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you very, very much indeed. Thank you and congratulations to my lovely wife, who I still haven't seen all evening. Where are you, darling? Oh, there you are. Didn't she do well? Brilliant.
He's much better at his speeches now, since he's been training for the House of Lords. So he's coming on.
I'm looking forward to having a few days off from my children, and then it's in between Christmas and New Year, I'll be back to counting even more geese.
Oh, can we both squeeze in the sleigh?
Oh, yeah, it should be so light.
That's how you feel.
Now that Christmas is officially a triumph, Catherine and Lady Leicester take a moment to reflect.
Cheers. Cheers. To Christmas 2022.
Oh, no.
You got any ideas?